Hello from Book Expo America 2012 here in New York City, and I'm your host, Kristen White of Bestselling Celebrity Author TV. And I'm here with Adriana Kortlandt. She's from Brazil, and she's here to share with us some information about her amazing book.
Okay, hello, good morning. It's my first time in the US, and I wrote this book, The Almagest. Almost all characters are females, and the book talks about life, death, and rebirth in a metaphorical way. I am a psychologist, a Jungian psychologist, so I dream a lot, and I wake up with many ideas, so I write them down, and that's my first book.
So as a Jungian psychologist,
Yes.
you know a lot about the power of symbols.
Yes. That's one here, the phoenix. Because of that, life, death, and rebirth. So we do this all the time. We are always dying and living and dying and living in one life. And that's the many stories about these books. It's about that.
So share with me and all of us who are watching a piece of one of these little stories.
Oh, that's a very beautiful love story about an old woman with a very young guy. That's very uncommon in Brazil. And this guy falls in love in this old woman because she teaches him how to live in a wealthy way. And in Brazil, you know, we have a culture with focus just sports and a beautiful body, and people are obsessed being youth. So this guy falls in love in a very old woman. She's the opposite of everything we have in Brazil. So the opposite of our culture, because people in Brazil don't like to get old.
So what's the message of that little story?
You know, we all are getting old, and you have to stand up to this.
So tell me a little bit about you and what prompted you to write these books.
I am a psychologist, a dancer, and a writer. And I am a very shy person. I am terrified of being here talking in English.
You wouldn't be able to tell.
But I like to observe people. Everyone loves to look well, but inside we are always a person who are afraid of many things. In every culture all over the world, we are full of afraid, you know. So I like to write about this. When people read this book, and people read about so many problems and so many ways to cope with all the problems, they come to me and they talk their stories. And that is the most beautiful, one of the most beautiful moments in my life, when they read the book and they come to me and they say, "Oh, I have a life like your characters." So they identify with this. And it's very, very beautiful.
So where can we find your book?
Oh, in Amazon, of course, in Brazil. But we are trying to sell this book here in the US. We are the first published house in this fair. And we are trying to make contacts and contracts to bring Brazilian books to the US. They are all translated in English. So we hope that we can sell it here in the US.
Well, thank you for coming by and being a guest on our show. And again, just a beautiful book, and thank you.
Thank you for your patience. Thank you.